Your coffee, let's take a ride. It's wealth and wisdom, time will rise. Author, Mr. Educator, team sharing the wealth, building things you should do. From trust to thinking, it's all a must. Your guide to wealth is learning to trust. Legacy matters, secure it right. Dreams take shape with every insight. Rules and assets, life insurance plans, building for your future with expert hands. Sometimes money and more, building wealth with knowledge galore. Expectation plans to grow, tuning and watch your dreams overflow. From faith to faith, you transfer life, breaking generational wealth divides. Healthcare directives, banking tips, we're here to help your fortune eclipse. From faith to faith, you transfer life, breaking generational wealth divides. Healthcare directives, banking tips, we're here to help your fortune eclipse. So tune in now, it's time to learn, so wisdom's your return. Invest, protect, and thrive for sure. Signing off is gold, talk, money, and more. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, my WMPR and WGDQ listening audience and my YouTube and Facebook viewing audience. It's time to rise and shine. It's time to rise and shine. Dr. Williams has gone. She has seen. She has conquered. And she's back. She's back. Yes, yes, yes. I am back from Atlanta, GA. And baby, did we have a good time? We had a good time. We had a good time. But I know right now, you guys, I am so excited. It's time to rise and shine because I got some stuff to say. I have some things to say today. I am happy, and you guys may not know why I'm happy, and I'm going to tell you in just a few minutes, but I got to take us all back, Mr. Armstrong. You remember when we were at school, and they had this little song that says, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Clap your hands. I feel like clapping my hands. I feel like popping my fan. I am happy this morning. And the reason why I am happy is because I realized, Mr. Armstrong, it's my anniversary. My anniversary, not my wedding anniversary. Now, I didn't forget that one. That was a few weeks ago. But it is literally my anniversary. So we're going to do a very special episode of Show Talks Money and More for you today. I am Dr. Sabrina Edmond Williams, educator, author, and investor. Opening minds and closing contracts. I am so noted and I am so excited and so delighted to be back here in the studio this morning. Now, I know you guys are expecting me to come back and give you an update of all that good stuff that I saw, I did, and I heard over in Atlanta, GA, and we will get to that. But as I say, we got some stuff to talk about. We started a conversation about 3 weeks ago on credit. And that was very well received. I thank you guys for tuning in. Obviously, that was a conversation we needed to have. There was some information that needed to be disseminated to our listening audience. And so I got to go back and finish that up. I started it. They say don't start nothing you can't finish. So I got to start the show off by finishing up our discussion of credit. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. I see you on Facebook. I see you on YouTube. Come on. Grab that cup of coffee. Let's go. Let's go. We got to finish this credit conversation. But I decided to do it with a little bit of a twist, Mr. Armstrong, because I'm celebrating this morning. There are some parallel lessons that are to be learned basically both from my journey here at WMPR as well as with our credit journey. So if you will allow me today, we're going to talk about the 1 year journey. 1 year later, credit to the lessons, credit to the growth, credit to the growth. I want to take each of you this morning on a journey, and it is my journey, my personal journey. Allow me to just take some liberties here to share a few things. And this journey that I'm going to take you on this morning may sound very familiar to a lot of you. It may sound like the journey that you are taking with your credit to build your credit. So come on along and let's talk a little bit. Now, I don't know how many of you have actually followed me throughout my journey, who've been with me for a year. And if you have,
Please know that I certainly appreciate you. I appreciate the support. I appreciate everybody that gets up and tunes in on Monday mornings. I appreciate all of those of you that when I see you out in the community, you let me know that you are listening, you are tuning in, and you support me, you encourage me. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. But I don't know if many people, excuse me, Mr. Armstrong, really know my story and how this all began. So I want to take you there. About a year ago, you may recall, I first stepped on the scene as a new author. I wrote a book, and I thought that that's what I was supposed to be focused on at that season of my life. It was all about the book. I thought that book was the ticket, as they say. Thought the book was my ticket. I would walk into rooms. People would invite me to come speak. People would want to hear what I had to say regarding the building, protecting, and transfer of wealth. And I was certainly ready to share my words, my wisdom, and to sell, my book, and to, sell this message as well. But one day, something happened that totally changed the direction of my life. And I didn't see it coming. I was all excited about being a new author. So everybody that I saw, Mr. Armstrong, the first thing that came out of my mind is, would you be interested in buying my book? I'm trying to sell a book. And this particular day, I was leaving the gym, and I had made an acquaintance of someone there, and I hope he's listening this morning. We've run into each other several times along the way. Excuse me. But I mentioned to him, with the excitement that new authors have, that I had written a book, and I kind of gave him my spiel, didn't really go deep with it, but asked him if he would be interested in supporting me. And to my dismay, his response was, no, I don't want to buy your book. Now, talk about being crushed. I was literally crushed. And then he had the nerve to tell me, I already know everything in your book. Now, how could you know everything in my book when you hadn't even read my book? I don't think I told you anything but the title of the book. How can you know everything in the book? So, of course, when somebody tells you no, your heart sinks and you kind of go into defense mode. And, I kind of gave him an overview of what I was talking about in the book. And, he looked at me and he said, I've heard that messaging before, and I think there's something you may want to do. You need to go over to the radio station, and when you get over there, you ask for a man by the name of either Dr. Henderson or Mr. Sherry Jones. Take that messaging over there. That's where you need to take your book. And of course, if I had thin skin, I would have stopped with that no. I would have let it just really, really impact the way that I thought about myself, perhaps my work. But I didn't. That very same day, I went home, I changed clothes, and I came to WMPR. Actually, that was probably my first time ever coming to this radio station, if I'm being 100 with you this morning. And Dr. Williams likes to keep it 100. First time ever coming here, and I got here and wanted to talk to this Dr. Henderson, or Mr. Sherry Jones, as I had been referred to. But as fate would have it, Dr. Henderson wasn't here and Mr. Jones was in a meeting. So I didn't get a chance to see either one of those gentlemen. That day. When I think back on it, I think back to that no, hearing that no. I wasn't really sure when I heard the no if I should have been offended by it, which I could have been, or perhaps if I should have been inspired by it, because he didn't just say no, he gave me an option. When I look back and I think back on it now, I see that as it relates and as it parallels to this whole topic of credit that we've been talking about, That was, in fact, my very first credit inquiry. Sometimes when you get out there and you're seeking credit, the answer is yes. And sometimes the answer is a resounding no. But somebody was checking to see if I was ready to step up to the mic, step up to the plate. So as I say, I came on over to the radio station and didn't get a chance to speak to either of the gentlemen to whom I had been referred. You can say I didn't walk into the radio station with a credit score of 800. No, I didn't walk in here with a credit score of 800. I walked in with little history. I didn't know either one of these gentlemen. They didn't know either one of me. Neither one of them knew me. Nobody knew me on the airwaves. I wasn't a person that was notable or reputable in the community. I didn't have a track record. And just like many of you that are starting your credit journey, you sometimes start with a very, very thin credit profile. I sure did when I came here to WNPR a year ago. You don't necessarily have bad credit. I didn't think I had a bad thing going when I walked in here. You don't have good credit either, You're just unknown. And that's what Dr. Williams was a year ago when I walked into WNPR. I was a relatively unknown person, new author, just trying to get my name out there. Now, at first, when I walked in here, I didn't get my own show immediately out the gate. Nobody knew who I was or what I could do. And it's funny, when I talked to the guy, his name is Chester. First name is Chester. Shout out to you, Chester, if you're listening this morning. He always tells me that I saw it in you. I knew you had the potential. I knew you could do it. But nobody here knew that because they didn't know me. And that's how the journey is a lot of times with credit. We walk into these banks, we walk into these different financial institutions, and nobody knows us. So just like Dr. Williams didn't get her own show, you may have to start small because I started small. I started out as a guest on someone else's program. I would come in on Fridays. In fact, I know Mr. Jones does not remember this, but I remember it very clearly. He called me up about 9 p.m. on a Thursday night and asked me if I could be here bright and early at 7 a.m. that Friday morning. And all I was looking for, you guys, was a shot, a chance to get here, just to get here. So that morning, bright and early, I got up and I found my way to WNPR. That's like, in essence, getting that first secured credit card. Same thing. You start small, that limit is small, but you start. And for me, that's the way I looked at it, Mr. Armstrong. It was a start. It got me here. And obviously, I had a little something to say, or at least somebody thought I did, because week after week, I was invited back. And week after week, I showed up. Yes, I did. Because I felt like I needed to prove that I needed to be here. I deserved to be here. And sometimes that's what we have to do along this credit journey. We have to prove ourselves to those to whom we are trying to do business with. We're trying to get credit with. So when you get that small limit, that small secured credit card, you got to prove that you're worthy of it. Make those payments, make them on time, and you will see that those credit limits will increase, my friend. They will increase, just as my credit increased right here at WNPR. For you see, it wasn't very long before I had my own show. You might recall, those of you that have been along for the journey, Soul Talks Money and More debuted, I think it was about October of last year. No, it doesn't seem like it's been that long, does it, Mr. Armstrong? It doesn't seem like it's been that long. But we debuted the show. And you guys, I have to tell you, I had to step into the land of unfamiliar and uncomfortable because I don't have a broadcasting background. I'm just an old engineer. That's all I am, a little country girl from Prentice, Mississippi, Jefferson Davis County. Shout out JDC. I didn't have a radio presence. I didn't have a media presence. And I could have used all of those things as reasons not to do. And I tell you this as a way of encouraging you, no matter what the credit situation is, don't use that as a reason not to do. Because if you step out and you try and you show that you're worthy, that small credit limit can be increased, just as my credit limit here at WMPR was increased. Come on, let's go on this journey. Come on this journey with me. If you're just joining me this morning, this is Dr. Williams. I see my family out in California. Hey, they're up and at it this morning. Good morning, cuz. Good morning, good morning. Good morning to my good friend, Miss Day. She is counting down the days. We are taking this journey that Dr. Williams has been on. Can you guys believe I have been here for 1 year? Now, I want to talk about consistency and how consistency will pay off. Just as consistency has paid off for me here at WMPR. You guys know in 52 weeks, I have not missed one beat. The only time I've not been here has been when I was in Florida and we broadcast the show remotely. 52 weeks, Mr. Armstrong, week after week. We've been right here at WMPR. And consistency, it pays. Because with each episode, each show that we did, we liken that to making on-time payments. On-time payments. My reputation has grown. My credit has grown. And I have grown stronger each and every week. Each and every week. Not only have I grown, I've expanded. We've gone from one station, WMPR 90.1 FM here in the city of Jackson, to broadcasting on 2 stations. We are also broadcasting live at WGDQ down in Hattiesburg, and we're so honored to have an opportunity in a couple of weeks to be down with WGDQ celebrating 56 years on the air. We'll be talking more and more about that next week, and we're inviting all of our listeners to come out and join us at that celebration. My voice started off being heard only to me and my family, my friend circle, and now it's being heard to many people in more and more places. And you guys, that's just like getting approved for another card, raising your available credit limit, and lowering your utilization. Foundation is building, just like my foundation is building here on air at WMPR. But you can't stop there. Dr. Williams didn't stop there. I had to, again, step out into the land of unfamiliar. See, I'm old school. I don't know a whole lot about social media, but I'm learning. I'm learning how to stream to different platforms. We're streaming the show to YouTube. We're streaming the show to Facebook. And that's just like diversifying your credit mix. Sometimes you got to get different types of credit. You know, you can't just have one type of account anymore. You can't. You've got to have revolving credit. Remember, we've talked about that in the past weeks. You've got to have installments and maybe even a mortgage. And Dr. Williams is trying her level best to work with some of those that have reached out, that have expressed a desire to be homeowners. We want to move you, get that credit right so we can move you from being renters to homeowners. But we got to get that credit right. We got to get that credit mix right. It's like showing that you can handle more and more responsibility when you mix and put certain things and several things in the mix. But not only just mixing all that up, but handling it responsibly. As I say, I've been here every time, every week. I've been right here showing responsibility. And now here we are. Again, I cannot believe it has been a year, 52 weeks later. That's like watching your credit score, you guys. You know, you build, you try, you do some different things, and you may start off in the low fives or the low sixes, but with consistency, you look up one day and you find that you are in the sevens. And then you move to the mid sevens, and then you move that score up to the high sevens. Doesn't happen overnight. It won't happen overnight. My journey here at WMPR has not happened overnight. But I can tell you this, one thing I know for sure, two for certain. With consistency and discipline, with consistency and discipline, with showing up, with paying your dues, with paying those cards on time, credit will happen. Just like my growth has happened, your growth will happen as well. Growth is not perfection, you guys. You don't get it right every time. You don't. Dr. Williams has not gotten it right every time. There have been times when I've come in here and I've basically walked out feeling like I was a flop, feeling like the show was a flop. Thank you to all of you who have sent me words of encouragement during those flops, those moments of flops. But I'm still working on it and I'm still trying to get it right. Credit is the same way. It's about growth. It's not about perfection. It's about direction, knowing where you're trying to go. My journey as a talk show host has mirrored the journey of so many people trying desperately to get their finances and their credit in order. Similar journeys. See, you start small, you stay consistent, and you prove that you can be trusted. Prove that you can be trusted. And over time, the opportunities will expand as they have for Dr. Williams. So today, as I celebrate this 1 year milestone, I want you to hear this. I want you to lean in close and hear this. If you're working on your credit, financial credit, or even your life credit, don't despise small beginnings. Don't be intimidated or disappointed by the no's, because a no very well could mean not right now. A no very well could mean that there is something bigger and something better waiting on the other side of that no. Don't be discouraged. That first secured card, that first on-time payment, that first appearance on someone else's show, it all counts. It all counts. Every step builds your history. Every step earns your trust or earns you trust. And every step moves you closer, much closer to the score you deserve, to the platform you deserve, and to the life that you deserve. 1 year later, I can say with gratitude in my heart, you guys, I have grown. I have grown. My voice has grown. My vision has grown. My platform have grown. And just like your credit score, my journey proves that with consistency and patience, growth is inevitable. Credit to the lessons, credit to the growth, and credit to what's still to come. And with that being said, I have to pause right here and just thank all of you who have been a part of this 1 year journey. I could not be here on air today without that note that I received. So shout out to Mr. Chester. Again, I hope you're listening. Thank you so much for not buying my book because you could have done me a disservice, my brother. So I thank you so much. I could not be here today without Mr. Sherry Jones. Shout out to you, my brother. Thank you, my fellow laborer, for taking a chance, a risk. And that's what banks do, these financial institutions. They take risk on all of us because many times they don't know us. They don't know our payment history. A lot of times they don't know anything about whether we will be true, whether we will be faithful, whether we will be consistent or trustworthy. So I thank you. I say shout out to my co-pilot over here, Mr. Larry Armstrong. I tell you, he makes me feel like $1 million every time I walk in this studio, whether I walk in here or drag myself in here. Mr. Larry Armstrong certainly finds a way to build me up and lift me up. So I thank you. Thank you. I say shout out to Miss Wanda Evers and the Evers family for this legacy that you have built, Mr. Mega Evers and Mr. Charles Evers, for the lives that you guys lived. May you rest in peace and know that there are those of us that are certainly living to continue and expand upon the legacy that you have built in a very positive way. Thank you and shout out to my WGDQ family down in Hattiesburg. Miss Linda Gaddis, I don't know where you are this morning, but generally I get a little hello somewhere on YouTube, Facebook, or somewhere from my friend Miss Linda Gaddis down in Hattiesburg. Thank you, thank you. And to those of you that listen to us and view the show down there, thank you. To all of my friend circle, my family, thank you for your support. Those that tune in every Monday morning, my good friend, Mr. Lee Clark, know you're listening to me this morning. Thank you so much. Sister Dolores Barnes, thank you so much. All of you. Don't want to get into name calling because I know I'll forget somebody. Miss Carolyn, I got to go ahead and give a shout out to my team, and we'll do that on the other side of the break because I want to share some of the highlights from our trip to Atlanta and to InvestFest, and just kind of give you a preview of things to come. I want you to stay with me. You've been with me this far along my growth journey, and we're only going up from here. So I invite you to stay with me and enjoy the rest of the ride. Now it's about time for us to take a station break. And on the other side of the break, as I say, I want to kind of update you on the things that are saw, the things that are experienced over at InvestFest this past weekend. And we got to look forward to where we're going because we have some big plans for things that we're going to do to build our community and educate our community right here in Mississippi. So on the other side of this break, Dr. Williams will be back. Stay with me. Don't leave me now. You've been with me this long. Ms. Armstrong, I'm going to throw it to you.
This program has been underwritten by Unity Learning Center. Here are 5 facts about Unity Learning Center. We provide 2 meals and a snack per day. We teach the basic curriculum. We have experienced and dedicated employees. We offer a safe environment. We offer after-school care. Here's an extra one. We teach, we don't babysit. Unity Learning Center, 6045 Highway 18 West in Jackson, Mississippi. Give Miss Armstrong a call today at the phone number 601-922-6003. That's 601-922-6003. WMPR is proud to have Unity Learning Center as an underwriter.
All right, we're back. We're back. This is So Talks Money and More. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina Edmond Williams, educator, author, and investor, opening minds and closing contracts. I am so noted, and I am so excited and so delighted to be here with you this morning. If you're just tuning in to this half of the show, you may not know, but this is an anniversary celebration, you guys. I have literally been on air for a year now, 52 weeks of getting up at 4:21 a.m. Oh, but it's been my pleasure. It's been my pleasure to be here at WMPR. Thank you to all of our listening audience who have been a part of my journey and my growth. Good morning to my dear friend Cynthia Fletcher, another JDC resident homegirl who is joining us live this morning via YouTube. My classmate, Miss Carla Holloway, Bracy, who is out there getting that mail to us. Stay safe and stay away from those dogs. Carla has these postman chronicles that she puts on her page of all her adventures along the way, getting that mail to us. So stay safe and stay hydrated, my friend. Oh, guys, I have been talking for weeks and weeks about Invest Fest. I have gone, I have seen, and now I have to tell you all about it because we as a community, we showed up and we showed out in a good way. Invest Fest was everything that I envisioned and more, you guys. I was told there were about 25,200 people in attendance at Invest Fest. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with this festival, I encourage you to go online and Google it. Google Earn Your Leisure. There are two brothers that started a platform that literally has grown exponentially over about a 5-year period. So while some people were trying to figure out what they were going to do and whether or not they were going to wear the mask or not wear the mask or stay inside or go outside or what they were going to do, you had two brothers that were figuring out how they could literally elevate the community, build a platform whereby budding entrepreneurs could become visible. They gave them a platform to become visible. And what a job they have done. There were probably over 500 or so vendors, maybe even more vendors that were there. Black folks doing business with Black folks. I just told you there were 25,000 people in attendance. I did not hear one cross word the whole time we were there. I mean, everybody was on one accord. People were having a good time. People were learning. People were selling. We were doing business with each other. And I want to thank all of those who stopped by my booth, whether you stopped by to see me, whether you stopped by just to say hello, whether you stopped by to purchase from me. I do appreciate it. I was able to interact with people from all over the country, you guys. I had people, just showing up. California was well represented, Ohio, DC, Baltimore, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, of course, you name it. We had people from everywhere. even other countries. If you want to really just kind of see the journey, follow the journey, I tried to document as much as possible. So go over to my social media page on Facebook as well as Instagram. I am so noted. Instagram is I am so noted _ that's IAMSEWNOTED. IAMSEWNOTED. We did document, we had videos, we walked around to give you a preview of the vendors that were there. We took short interviews of the vendors so you would know where these people were from, what their products were. We saw all kind of people selling, you guys, young people, older people. We had the veterans in the house. We had, just so many people that are excited about their journey through entrepreneurship. And education was flowing. We had people talking about all kind of topics, AI, cryptocurrency, where to invest, real estate, how to invest. If you have not had an opportunity, I challenge each of you that are listening to me, make plans right now. I think they're running a special half off the registration fee. If I recall correctly, I think it's through September 1st. Early registration for the 2026 InvestFest. It will be well worth the investment for you, and especially if you have children or grandchildren. Now, Dr. Williams was so inspired. I don't want to take on another project because I have so many going on right now, but I really, I've got to get out here and start finding some funding or raising some funding for us to take some of our Mississippi kids to InvestFest next year. So that's my goal. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go on record as saying that that's what I will be working on. Our children need to be exposed. They are exposed to so many negative things. We need to expose them to us at our best, Black excellence. And so I encourage you, if you're listening to me this morning, please put yourself in a position, yourself, your children, in the space where they are in the presence of Black excellence. This thing is going to get serious here, you guys. AI is taking over. There will not be a need for many folks in the workplace really soon. So you've got to position yourself. You've got to position your family. You've got to position your children so that they have skill sets that will transfer forward, that will move forward, that will move them forward and to keep us all fed. We got to eat, okay? So go on over to my website, my Facebook, my social media, and check out the pictures, check out the videos of the things that we saw, the things that we did at InvestFest. And I just want to thank my team that traveled with me, Ms. Carolyn Jones, Dr. Devonda Elliott, and of course, my mom, my backbone. When I had to leave my booth on Saturday afternoon to go over and speak at the All Black National Conference, which was also phenomenal, you guys. I had standing room only in my session. There were people lined up around the walls to hear what I had to say. And that was very encouraging. So, when I had to leave, as I say, but my team held me down. They held that table down and they sold those books for me. So shout out to my team this morning. We talk about boots on the ground. Everybody wants that boots on the ground. That's what real boots on the ground looks like. Do we ever really stop and think about what we're saying when we say that? Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun song. It's a fun jingle. It's a fun concept. But real boots on the ground looks like support. It looks like us helping each other, us working together. And that's what I saw a lot of people doing at InvestFest this past weekend. Did I mention they were giving away a lot of money over there? They had sessions where all you had to do is just show up and somebody would, I think, throw money up in the air, and as much of it as you could catch, you could keep. My team disappeared on me every day around a certain period of time. I don't know what was going on, but then they came back counting up their money. So I'm glad they were able to benefit, helping each other. That's right, Thomas. That's right. We helped each other. So I can't talk enough about the positive experience I had at InvestFest. I cannot talk enough about the positive experience I had at All Black National Conference. Dr. Boyce Watkins is doing his thing, so please follow Dr. Boyce on his journey and check out Dr. Williams daily. Weekdays, I am on the panelists with Fly Nubian Money, the podcast. We stream across about 10 different platforms. We talk about a variety of topics around Black finances, Black folks and money, and our culture, things that are going on in the culture. We talk about it because you cannot do anything about it unless you first acknowledge it. So we help you master your mindset and maximize your money on Fly Nubian Money. Check us out on the podcast. It airs from 12 to 1 Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, which we may not be airing today because we just traveled to the conference. So it may be Tuesday before you catch us this week. But we encourage you. We're streaming across again about 10 different platforms and on Spotify. So I invite you to tune in to us on Fly Nubian Money. Now, the other thing, you guys know I was so excited about seeing John Hope Bryan at the conference, and unfortunately, I did not get to see Mr. John Hope Bryan, and it wasn't because he wasn't there. I literally was stuck in the exhibit hall. I had to welcome and meet and greet so many people. Again, thank you for stopping by the booth. Thank you for supporting my work, Learning to Trust, the Black Family's Guide for Building, Protecting, and Transferring Wealth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, we made a lot of connections. I'm looking forward this week to following up. See, that's why you go to conferences. It's not just about, the sale. It's about the connections that you make when you go to these different events. And so I'm looking forward to following up, to building relationships with many of the people that I met over this past weekend, because I only know where the journey has taken me so far. I have no clue where it will take me a year from now. So it's about that follow-up. It's about building relationships, you guys. And I'm so excited. I am so excited to do the follow-up. I must shout out my cousins who flew in from Kentucky, Indiana, to be with me at InvestFest. Shout out to Pat and Andrea, the newlyweds. I mean, these folks are moving and grooving. They are all over the place, but they came to help me out. And again, when I could not be at my table, they were there directing people over to the table. They were helping. We were doing the tag team. One of them would help direct people over there, and somebody would close the sale. So they held me down. That's what family is. That's what family does. Got a chance to visit another cousin. My Jaguars were in town. I'm still a proud Jaguar. Y'all go ahead and take your jabs all you want. Yeah. We did not win the game. We didn't win the first, second, third, or fourth quarter, but we did win the fifth quarter. I know that for sure. We won the fifth quarter battle. Yes, the human jukebox was there. And we let them know that the Southern University Jaguar Nation was in Atlanta, Georgia this past weekend. We literally painted the city blue and gold. Shout out to all of my Jaguars, fellow Jaguar alums. Had a very good time at our event there at the Marriott Marquise on Friday evening. It was good to see everybody, and I certainly hope you all traveled back safely. We were able to do our Southern University game day swag bag giveaway at the InvestFest event. We had a package that we were able to give away. Again, if you go over to my social media, you will see where we were able to do the giveaway. And I thank you, all of the Jaguars who came out and supported us at InvestFest. Now, looking at the clock, and I got some good stuff that I got to tell you, and want to move on. Next, moving forward, we got to look forward. So this month, we have focused our discussion and our education on credit. We've talked about it. We've talked about how to build it. We've talked about how to rebuild it. We talked about how to recover from the missteps. Now it's time to move on, you guys. We've talked about credit, and it's one thing, as Dr. Williams has always said, we can give you the education, we can give you the information, but unless and until there is any implementation, your situation is not going to change. So I cannot continue sitting here talking about credit. It's time for you to implement. If you don't know what to do, if you feel like you're still stuck after 4 weeks of me talking about it on air, if you feel like you need some accountability, many of us do need accountability, call me up. I am willing, I am ready to help you. I am ready to connect you with individuals that can help you get unstuck, okay? Because it's time out for being just over broke. Just over broke. It's time for us to get this credit right so we can go build some wealth. So give me a call, 601-891-5611. As the preacher says, I don't know who I'm preaching to this morning, but if that's you and I'm on your pew, just say ouch, get your pen, write down this number, 601-891-5611, and let's get that credit repaired. Let's get it repaired so that you can move forward, okay? So we're going to move on off that topic, moving into September. When we get back on air next Monday, we'll be into a new month, September. So we're going to move on to a new topic. In September, we are going to begin the first of a series of months where we will be talking about our life program. Jesus said he came to give life and to give it more abundantly, and that's the same thing that Dr. Williams wants to give you. So we're going to roll out this life program that I'm going to be talking about, and life is actually an acronym that stands for life insurance, income producing assets, family businesses, and estate planning. We want to give you life. Dr. Williams wants to work with you. So we're going to start with life insurance. We're going to be talking about that during the month of September. So I want you to tune in. If you have life insurance, that's a great thing. If you don't have life insurance, that's not a great thing. We got to fix that. So please join me in September as we journey through our discussion, through our education on life insurance. We want to educate our community on why it is important and how we must have life insurance. So that's what we're going to be talking about in September, but we're also going to be reaching out more and more in September, gearing up for October. October is National Estate Planning Awareness Month. And that is my message. That is my main platform, estate planning. I will be doing some classes, some trainings. I would love to partner with your organization, whether it's your church group or some other organization, to ensure that we are doing what is necessary to make sure that we have estate plans in place. Okay. Again, this is about accountability. It's not just about the education piece of it. I have given the education. Okay. I have encouraged week after week, sitting here on air as I was trying to figure it out. Many times my discussion centered on estate planning. Okay. We've got to get it done. So during the month of October, it's going to be all about implementation, getting it done, getting it behind us. Okay. So that's the focus for September and October. Just kind of wanted to give you a preview of where we are going. Please do me a favor. Invite a friend. have them tune in. I broadcast to two different platforms, online platforms. You can go back and watch the show. Let them know where we are. I Am So Noted. I Am So Noted on YouTube as well as on Facebook, so that people can watch the show. If they can't tune in live, they can go back and tune into these discussions during the month of September and October, because they are going to be powerful. We are going to break this down about why you need it, what you need, how to get it. We're going to connect you with people that can help you get what you need. But at the end of the day, again, I can give you the education, I can give you the information, but it's up to you to do the application and the implementation, because we want your situation to change. We do not want it to remain the same. It's nothing wrong with admitting that you have not done what you need to do, whether it's your credit, whether it's getting your life plan in order. Nothing wrong with that. But you've got to take the initiative, and you've got to get it done. And if that's you, as the preacher say again, I don't know who I'm talking to, I don't know who I'm preaching to this morning, but if you have made up your mind that you need to do some things differently, then just know that Dr. Williams is here to help you get that done. Remember, I made a goal. I've said this publicly, and I'll say it again. My 2025 plan, remember, we were up in arms a few months ago about someone else's 2025 plan, and they're rolling theirs out, and we're trying to roll ours out too. But our plan was to help 2,025 families, at least that many, impact their lives for the better. So whether that means helping them to improve their credit situation, helping them to become homeowners, helping them to get their estate plans in order. Our goal is to impact change in our community. My question to you is, what is your plan? What are you working on? Come on, people. What we're working on this morning? I am motivated and I'm inspired more so than ever, having gone to Atlanta, Georgia over the past 4 days and seeing 25,000 Black folks on one accord. These are people that are serious about what they are trying to do. These are people that made the investment of their money and the investment of their time, because they want to change their situation. They want to improve their situation. My question to you, my WMPR listening audience, my WGDQ listening audience, my YouTube viewing audience, my Facebook viewing audience, what are you trying to do? How are you trying to impact your lives for the better? Or are you? Let me know. Hey, text it to me. Put it in the chat. What are you doing to impact your life, to change your life and your family situation for the better? Well, what I hope you are doing is putting together a life plan. That's something that Dr. Williams is going to be talking a lot about, the life plan. Life insurance, income producing assets. We got to get away from this consumerism, spending, and learn how to invest, so that we do have income producing assets. All these purses and shoes and all of this stuff, this bling and all this stuff that we think has value, it really has no value, because it's not producing income for you at the end of the day. So we've got to elevate the conversation, people. We've got to elevate it. Family business. Every family, every Black family needs a family business. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it. Why it's necessary. Why would Dr. Williams sit on air and say that? I can sit on it. I will not take it back. I will double down on it. We got to have a family business. We got to have something to pass on, okay? You cannot pass on your job to your children. My husband has spent 23 years at Nissan. He's retiring this year. Guess what? Tyler and Kyle can't inherit that job. Miss Armstrong, am I preaching? They can't inherit that job. But guess what? A properly structured family business can remain in the family for generations. Speaking of which, I did meet a young lady at InvestFest who was the fifth generation business recipient, owner of her business. Her great grandfather started a construction company. How about that? We got Black folks that's doing some things, contrary to the image of our people that we see in the media a lot of times. There are some of us that are doing some very positive things. So we got to talk about family businesses as part of that life plan. And then, of course, the E is for estate planning. I have talked about it. I have written about it. Now it's time for me to help you do it. Remember, Dr. Williams has developed a whole 6-week virtual boot camp. You can sit in the comfort and the privacy of your own home, in your living room, in your bedroom, wherever you want to sit, and I will teach you. That's what this journey has been for me, you guys. I came from the classroom. I was a college professor. I've spent about 10 years working for the government, and in all phases of my life, I have found that I have been in positions where I had to educate other people. And I'm so thankful for this season of my life that God has given me a bigger classroom. That's what this journey here to WMPR has been for me, and WGDQ and YouTube and Facebook. My classroom now is so much larger, and I can reach so many more people to help them along this thing called a life journey. So if you know you need the help, sign up for the classes. Again, our people spend money, sometimes money that we don't even have, you guys, on things we certainly don't need to impress folks that don't even like us and that we don't even like. Let's stop doing that. Let's start investing in ourselves, in our knowledge. Knowledge is powerful, but only when it is applied. So if you know you have not done anything to secure your legacy, if you don't have a plan in place, and I'm not talking about a will. Let's stop talking in terms of wills. All that will is going to do is end you up in probate court. Then you got to pay some folks with, again, money that you don't have. Okay? So we got to educate ourselves on how to properly protect ourselves. Our ancestors died and sacrificed a lot for us to have the opportunities that we have. Let's not be the generation that continues to squander away what so many people worked so hard for. Let's not let that happen on our watch. Now, if you need me, you know I'm here. You know how to reach me. Again, my number is area code 601 891 5611. 601 891 5611. I look forward every Monday to being here at WMPR. I have looked forward to doing it for the last 52 weeks. I'll be here as long as the team here will have me, as long as they feel like I am doing something to bring value to the community. I want to be viewed as a value added host. And that's important in our community. We have a lot of people that have messaging that is not value added. We need to have more of those individuals. And if you have something to offer the community that is value added, take it from Dr. Williams. You may step out in faith and you may get a no, but that no can blossom into something beautiful, as it has for me. Thank you so much to those of you who have tuned in this morning. I look forward to seeing you next week when we will start this discussion of life insurance. It's been a pleasure being here with you for the past 52 weeks. And just keep on this journey with me, this growth journey with me. I'll figure it out sooner or later, and we will get there. Until next week, be good, behave yourself, as I'm going to try to behave mine and keep growing in a spirit of love. Peace.